Hello lovely people and welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and this is Evolve Chit. It's my little corner of the world where I like to talk about spirituality, metaphysical stuff, universal laws, and psychology. So I've been thinking about a couple of topics and just making my coffee this morning and wanted to, a couple topics came up over the last couple of days that I wanted to talk about. So this might be a hybrid, but and those topics are triggers and gratitude. So maybe they actually work well together. Also, I just wanted to say, a lot of times when I'm recording my videos, I'm doing things in my house, like making coffee or I'm walking around. So my apologies if my audio gets weird because I'm saying these things as they come up, or I feel that they could be, I feel inspired, I guess you could say. So let's talk about triggers. So I know for me personally, when I am triggered or have been triggered by my fake twin flame, or the person I believe is my twin flame, it has always been around these areas of safety, security, being able to take care of myself. And, I guess I always try to get to the psychology of it because I know it's my wiring, which is why I feel understanding how we're wired, our psychology, and understanding how these things work is really important on this journey because we are human. And if you believe what I believe, that we are energetic beings having a human experience, because there is an observer, there's the soul. And then the soul is observing what's going on, and you, the person, the being, are having the emotions, the experiences, and so on. So for about the past year and a half, I have been incredibly busy with work. And it has brought up things that I've talked about in other videos that have made me see more of the root of my belief system. So this is why I believe in this process, when we use the term healing, like a lot of it is just understanding how you operate, and then, what those beliefs are that create your thoughts and your your emotions and your reality. So, so these past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of shifts in the team that I have, that I manage at work. And I welcome the change. It's actually supposed to be a good thing. So I know sometimes with these things in the beginning, you got to do a little extra work to get to the benefit. So this isn't my first time at the rodeo, so I'm like mentally prepared for that. And, but it's been particularly challenging because of the project that I work on itself. So it has stirred up a lot of stuff. And then on top of it, there's all these new things that we have to learn being a part of a new company. So there's just a lot, like, boom, coming at me, and many of my coworkers, it's not just me, and they're stressed out too. I'm usually pretty good at keeping it together. I can see what it's for at work. I get strategic. I, ask for help. I, express myself. So, but it's been particularly challenging, and I cracked the other day. I didn't like, flip a table or anything, but I confided in a coworker. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? I'm like, I am losing it. And I said, I was like, I feel like I want to cry. I'm just like frustrated. And so that's why I love crying. I think crying is amazing. And I cried. It felt so good. I was like, all right, I feel better. Let's move on. And I had this, great, we were messaging back and forth with each other, but just a great message exchange with him about this. And it was really cool, one, that I can feel comfortable enough to have these conversations with a coworker who I trust and respect. And two, it allowed me to see that that sometimes not everything is going to be perfect. And that expressing my truth and being true to myself, what my vision, mission, and values are, it will always see me through. So I had said something to him, and he goes, I don't want you to stress about that. That is something for me to work on with, this other person who has oversight above me. So this was Wednesday. Today's Friday. And yesterday I I got a phone call. Sorry, I had to think about the order of events here. So yesterday, well, first of all, that coworker, when he logged in the morning, and he messaged me and asked me how I was feeling. And I said, I'm hopeful. I was like, that's the highest emotion I got right now. And he's like, all right. So, and then he's like, what can I help you with today? So, which is so cool when you have a coworker like that. I feel really lucky. And I hope they feel the same way with me too. So, about an hour later, I had a phone call and somebody says that they have a delivery for me. And I was like, all right, well, I'm home. And then they show up and it's a bouquet of flowers, and from my two coworkers who have oversight on me and the team that I manage. And they just said the nicest shit. I was like, I don't even mean shit. I don't know why it came out that way, but they just said the nicest stuff, the nicest things. And it was just so lovely and wonderful. And the bouquet is gorgeous. And I have a funny story about that too. So I was just really like, oh wow, these guys really value me. And I dropped them a message and thanked them. And they were, they're like, we can't do this without you, so hang in there. And I was just like, it felt so good, even though stuff is like shitty sometimes, or challenging, I'm having fun. I'm learning things. And I'm all about, sometimes things are hard, but sometimes things are really hard. And it's like, how do you, move through it? So, and in this case, it's just great to know that I have the support of two really smart people, and very kind people. So, so what that actually triggered in me, it made me, and it wasn't right away that I felt this way. I felt it like a little bit later. And it made me like feel vulnerable. And that I expressed myself, or that in such a way that they felt like they had to send me flowers. I was like, oh my God, do they think I'm a crybaby? Like, like I'm going through all these things, like, cause I'm tough, that's what I'm thinking. And it was funny. It was such a huge bout of awareness for me, of self-awareness, because I could see this pattern, and then I could see how that pattern would sometimes show up throughout my life, that I can't ask for help, or if I do, I'm going to look like I'm stupid, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm not perfect. So it was such an amazing experience and feeling to witness myself going through this. And then I could really quickly, just like 50,000 foot view, see how that undercurrent, that belief showed up throughout my life. So, and again, I can root a lot of that back into some of the instability from my childhood. So, and things that I had done throughout my life to not ever put myself in a situation where I would need to ask for help, which is kind of crazy. And I know other people are like this too. I'm not the only one, but it was just so cool to see how, something so awesome and being celebrated for who I am turned into me feeling like, oh my God, I feel so seen, but scared, because it's like, is it seen in a good way or a bad way? Am I, but I was just like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're being sincere, and I should feel great about that. I should feel great about who I am. And when I kind of surmised, all of this after I went through that bit of it was a quick roller coaster. I'm glad I caught it, because I felt my pull energy really come in, like, oh my God, pull back. They're going to see me. I'm scared. I need help. I said something that I needed. I was emotional. So it was just really cool to see how like that, like it was literally like a inner child stuff. And it was really amazing to witness it. And when I kind of went through that whole cycle, I surmised, I was like, hell no, I am good at what I do, and they should be sending me flowers to let me know that they support me and they want to continue to see me successful. So, it was just kind of, flipping that in a way where, there was a side of me at first by saying that, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cocky. But I was like, no, this is why you've worked your whole career. It's what you invested your time in, the relationships you build, the knowledge that you build, the experience that you gain. And and so, same for you. When you go to these places that are small, you're really undercutting everything that you have experienced and have endured or learned or achieved your entire life. So please stop doing that. And I was just like, for me yesterday, I was like, wow, this was a big one. That was a really big one for me. And I'm glad I'm here on the other side to tell you about it, because it was just such a huge piece of self-awareness that I got to see real time in action, and how I could quickly just take what I was feeling. So when that came up, for me at first I was like, oh my God, I got a little anxious. But then I was like, oh no, they saw me. I've been seen, I had to express myself that I needed help. So my energy pulled, and I could literally feel it in my solar plexus chakra. It was like, actually in a little bit, even in my sacral area, because it was kind of like hovering both. And it was just really amazing to experience that, because I felt the physical sensation, which is like sometimes those angry butterflies. And I was like, oh no, what's going on? And I'm like, no, it's just an early warning device. It's okay. Okay, what am I feeling? I expressed myself and they sent me these flowers, and while that's really cool and everything, I expressed myself because I needed help, and I had to say something about someone else that may have not been flattering. And I was like, wow, when I kind of listened to my inner child go there, I was like, oh, well, that's okay. You need help. Not everything's perfect. And not every solution is going to be the right solution for this situation. So I am really grateful, going on to the gratitude side of this, for that trigger. And it showed me what was going on. And this is why I think, when I do affirmations, or I help people create their own affirmations, I recommend that you use gratitude affirmations, or just practicing the art of gratitude in general. And it has allowed me to see, especially with these more recent energetic dynamics with romantic relationships, with the fake twin and my real twin, it has allowed me to see that. It has allowed me to have gratitude for the situation, for what they're showing me about myself. Like, I don't want to walk around with anxiety about things because, I have low self-esteem, or something someone told me when I was 10 years old, or, or childhood experiences. And they're all very valid. They're all very real. But at the same time, it's like, well, how do I move through these things more fluidly and, better like self-parent and self-talk to work through it? Because, I'm here with good intentions. I want to leave this place better than I found it. So how do you do that too? And, get in alignment with, what you resonate with when you're in that balanced state. Getting into alignment with that energy when you feel your energetic centers kind of light up. And get into that alignment of, what is it telling you? Because there are times when it could be like, I was using that term, angry butterflies, or it could be the good butterflies, like excitement or exhilaration, or, attraction, what have you. So I'm looking out my back window, and there is this gorgeous tiger cat walking along the fence line, and who looks like my kitty from about 10 years ago, Lily. Oh, she's so gorgeous. So sorry about that. So I wanted to share something else kind of funny too that came out of yesterday, and that was receiving the bouquet of flowers. So the night before, I had to, I worked a little bit extra. I had some time off. I have some time off this week, and I needed to do a little extra work on Wednesday night to wrap up and just feel good about, shutting the laptop off for a couple of days. So I was anxious because of just all this stuff that was going on, and it creates uncertainty, you know, within the team that I have oversight on and everything. And it just sometimes it makes me feel icky because I don't feel like I'm in control. And I flipped the script on it, and I was like, no, they can't do this without me. They need me. Like I'm here to get it done. They can't do this without me. They can't do this without me. And what's so funny is that was written in the card, that they can't do this without me. And he repeated it in a message he sent me yesterday. And I thought that was so funny. So just kind of going on those things that, you know, law of assumption and law of attraction principles, it was really cool to have that phrase returned to me a couple of times from the night before, when I was like, they can't do this without me. And then the other thing is the actual bouquet itself. I was watching a local news channel the other day, I guess it was Tuesday, and someone brought in, one of the news anchors, a gorgeous bouquet of flowers, and it had peonies in it, and I love peonies and lilies and things like that. And the bouquet had peonies in it. And I got a bouquet because I was saying, actually, back up there for a second. When I saw that bouquet on the news channel, I was like, man, it really used me a bouquet like that. And it was so funny that one showed up on Thursday. So really cool. And just, you know, kind of going on that law of assumption stuff, and, you know, creating that inner world, and that space where you're managing your mindset, you're creating a more balanced energy state, you're getting connected to when you're feeling like things are off. So for me, what has been incredibly helpful is understanding the chakras and the sensations that I'm feeling throughout my body. So I highly recommend doing those things. And I will, as always, in the pinned comment below, and in the description of every video, I put resources that align with the things that I'm talking about. So, and they're resources that I use or have used that have been really helpful for me. So I intend that and hope that they're helpful for you too. So I'm adding this content in here after I went back to edit the original recording. I felt like this was a great opportunity to underline and emphasize the value of some resources that have been incredibly helpful for me on my path of self-discovery in this twin flames journey. So the content that has been incredibly helpful for me, and the teachings could be summarized in these teachings that were written by Liora. So who is Liora? If you're not familiar with who she is, I call her like the OG of modern twin flames coaches. So she was a twin flames coach and spiritual teacher, and it is said that her teachings are the foundation of the teachings of some pretty popular twin flames coaches here on YouTube. So one of Leora's former students posted, I guess, the ebook that she had for her twin flame sacred key teachings, and that's available on Amazon, I believe. It's still out there, but if not, I actually purchased it, and I recorded an audio version for myself. I just learned better with audio, and I thought other people could benefit from that as well too. So I put that recording on on my channel here on the playlist Twin Flames Teachings. So check that out. So what I wanted to underline and emphasize in Leora's teachings, she has a couple of exercises that are, I would say, are about self-inquiry. And for me, that has been one of the biggest things that has helped me through, you know, my process or healing, if you will, in balancing out this energetic connection, not just with my twin, but I mean, with anyone and even with yourself. So I encourage you to check out that book. There's a lot of beauty in the writing. It's very poetic. And if you're into celestial energies and things like that, I think you'll appreciate it. So, you know, give it a chance and listen to, you know, me read along with the book, and stop and, you know, start where you need to. But there's one point in the ebook where she has exercises to help you tap into when you're triggered and what's going on with you and what narrative are you playing out. So, you know, basing it on the story that I just shared in this video about a trigger that I had recently, and then having the opportunity to see what that trigger was showing me, this is where like that whole mirror exercise thing comes into play. That's what that's all about. Like, what is this showing me? You know, what is this situation showing me about me? How am I acting? How am I reacting? How am I feeling about this? So that's what Leora's exercises encourage you to do. It's just 2 exercises, and she has you do them over certain intervals. So it's self-inquiry, reflection, what's going on within you, because sometimes we're not stopping to see like what is causing that inner turmoil. We're just responding to it like feeling this, something's wrong, need to react, blah, 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 you know, whatever that thing might be for you. So her exercises help you do that self-inquiry. And I have to tell you, it's really important to be honest with yourself during this process, because you're not going to do yourself any favor if you're not. And I wasn't always honest with myself. I'm like, yeah, but I know better. We all can know better, but if you're not dealing still with that issue or that energy, it's still going to show up no matter how woke you think you are, or how much stuff you know about tarot, or, you know, the latest, you know, spirituality books. And I'm saying that from personal experience. So please take my years of research and trial and error and learn from that. So check out Leora's ebook. Definitely read it. Listen along to the recording that I have. Do those exercises. Next time you have a trigger, or if you were recently triggered, do the exercise to reflect on that trigger. And what is it telling you about yourself? Is it something that you want to address? You know, what did you learn about yourself in that process? So go back and listen to my story again so you can see how I kind of dissected my situation and what it showed me about an underlying belief that I had been carrying, and that I know has definitely shaded a lot of, you know, things in my life about that belief. So take that as an opportunity to learn through my process, like how you might be able to apply it to yours. And again, it's very similar to what Liora does in hers, in her ebook. So check that out. And also be sure to check out my website, evolvedchit.com. Go to the Get Started page. I have a lot of blog posts out there. I have a free ebook to help you get clear on your self-concept. And also I'm offering coaching sessions. So if you'd like to connect with me, I'm offering 30 and 60-minute sessions now. So this is just a reminder that you are loved, you are amazing, you are wonderful, you are necessary, and you are so freaking needed right now. So step into your power. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and good vibes for your journey. Bye.